So I have a lot of questions regarding gameplay of this old game system, and so at the end of our campaign I will make a live scenario and will show you how the system is working. And for that I will prepare a small scenario randomly, not a scenario out of the books, to show how the mechanics are working of this game. And I choose map tile 1 and 4 and will set up a small game for you to see how this game is working. So let me see. I make a classical attack defender scenario, and I think I will make it like this: a small village, and okay, small village, a few houses, a few roads, and some terrain to defend. That was the first thing I've done to make a scenario by myself. Then I decide what is the objective. I think the Germans are defending this crossroad, and it would be nice to get one target more behind. So I think the choke point is this big wooden building. Okay, so I set up the area and I say, okay, the Germans can set up the units in the map tile 4, and the Soviets can attack to the first 3 lines. I would say is a good thing. So next part is to decide which units are defending and which units are attacking. For those I have always, to get it in a fast way, we have formation cards on which stated are all the units we got, what experience levels, and now we have regular, and how much command points we get to activate these units. So I think the Germans are defending with a artillery unit, and we can now make a few options. We can search it out of the pile, or we can randomly draw it. So I draw 2 now and decide which one I will want to have to play. Okay, so I have a 7th Infantry Division, Infantry Support Section, 2 7.5 centimeter infantry guns, 1 37mm ATG. Oh, it's easy. I think I decide to... It's a hard question. I think I will decide for the light anti-tank section 3 ATGs and 1 infantry gun defending forces. And Soviets, of course, traditional attacking with a lot of tanks, and I think I will choose randomly again. I get a light tank section, 1 BT7, TT60, 1 rifles. Okay, and the attacker has to gain the ground, so I have to give him a support unit. Thinking about an infantry unit. So I draw 1 randomly. And what we got? A motorized rifle platoon. So we have heavy rifles, Maxim anti-tank rifle, and 6 trucks. Okay. Yes. So now we have a 2-to-1 situation. And we will see what happens. Okay, just try it out. Because the Germans do not have any infantry unit, so it could be a disaster, but we will see what happens. So next thing is to search out of the unit cards what we have, what kind of units we have. So we have on the German side the 7.5 centimeter infantry gun, and we have the small 37 ADG, and on the Soviet side Soviet side. We have here, let me see, and T60, PT7 trucks. So we have anti-tank rifle, and we have a Maxim, heavy rifles, and we have rifles. So that's it, out all the command points. So on the Soviet side we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 command points, so activation points. You use it for activating your units. And on the German side you have only 3. Okay. And I decide for myself from a random scenario, so I gave the fourth one to activate all units every turn, because there are so much less guys defending this village. Okay, so game length, I guess we have a setup area here, and the distance to the closest target is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I guess 3, 6, 7 turns are enough for this. So end of 7 turns we count our objectives. So let me see if the Germans can hold off this attack. Next step is to sort all the units out of the box. Here we go with the Maxim. So now we have all the units we need, we have all the command points we need. Then the next step is choose all command cards, but first we'll clean up the table a bit. Okay, now I cleaned up the table quite a bit, and now we have to establish the draw decks for the command cards. So we have a few special cards here for the Soviet side, for the German side, and of course we have neutral cards. You see it on this logo here above, and now I will divide this in 2 piles. Yes, and I have the Soviets here and the Germans here. So, and then I have to mix it quite a lot. So this is a German pile for the command cards he can use during the game. And we make the same with the Soviet. And we have Soviet deck, card deck. Okay, so the next thing is setup of the units. So I decided Soviets can set up here in the first 3 lines. The Germans can set up here in the 4th line. So now setup begins. In this case, I prefer the attacker is setting up first. But you can of course decide with your buddy how you want to make it, or it is described in the scenario setup rules. But now I have made a random scenario, and so I have to decide it now. Okay, so the Soviets will attack these 2 targets, and let me see what they can do. The good thing is always to put a tank on the road. Yes, PT7 and a smaller one, T60, and on the left flank T62. So now we have a lot of trucks, and we can decide to mount the troops into the trucks, but they are very, very vulnerable. So let me see. I have as defender only guns at this moment. I will try to put some guys over here into this truck, and of course the truck is 4 points movement on the road. It's fast on the road truck, so I will put up a reserve unit here, and the rest will go go by food because it's the safest method. I think I can make a machine gun as a tank rider, so I can move forward. It's tank riding. And okay, that's a good spot for an MG. This one here. Tank rifle. Yes, that's it. Setup for the Soviets is done, and now it's getting interesting for the German side. So where to place? And I think it's a good deal. So I have to see. The infantry gun is very nice against soft targets. You see it on the dice symbols, but not as good against tanks. But it's logic here. So I think I have to make crossfire. The tank gun here. I put a second tank gun in front. And I have a third one. So I cannot set up the anti-tank into a house. It's not allowed because I cannot get in with the gun. So I have no bonus like this. So, but a good spot. I think I can shoot indirect. So I have a support weapon which can make indirect fire. So I can shoot over obstacles. I think. But I need a line of sight, of course. This gun. And now this is 37. Not a good spot fighting the tanks. So I have to go in a not so much to defend. Okay, I go here. Yes, that's it. Yes, so I made the setup complete. So I try to defend in front of my objectives to gain a better line of sight and a better firing, arc of fire. And I placed here 1, 2, 3 anti-tank guns, and my infantry gun is trying to get a firing solution on this corridor here. And of course the Soviets starting from that point. So next thing is to see which player is starting. So red is Soviet, so Soviet has the ini, and German has not the ini. So and afterwards is every player will decide which unit he wants to activate. With the German perspective, it's rather easy because I have 4 units and 4 command points, because I give them 1 as a bonus for this scenario, so they can activate all of their units. They have a better command structure, I guess. And the Soviets have to decide because they have less command points, not for every unit, so 75% of the units can be activated. But I think it's important to activate the tanks, so I will put the focus on the tanks, of course. You can see it here. So I will activate the tanks, and I want to jump off with my mounted infantry. So for this I need a truck, and second truck, second rifle, and then I have to see. The tank rifle is mounted T60, the second T60, and then I have still the heavy rifles, and the Maxim is going to. Okay, yes. So the next phase is after planning. So I have to draw my command cards. So for the Soviet side, I got well prepared. So you can play before an activation, and I can activate one unit and it performs a fire action, and after this one it does dig in, so I have a defense bonus, and it is used for infantry units. I have partisans, quite nice. Partisans I can build up half strength infantry unit behind the lines in a building or heavy forest, and of course I can do it during the support phase, so I have to change this mentioned before activation. And I have a tank commander. I can activate 2 vehicles and conduct a movement action for each, and this costs only 1 command point, so nice. So German player is drawing these three cards, and he has a Jawohl. I can play it anyone, and I can cancel out an opponent's command card, which has an immediate effect on one of my units, but the card is returned to his hand, so I can play it anytime. I have a Panzermarsch. Does not make sense for this scenario. I can discard it later and draw a new one. And I have forward, so I can activate 2 units for fast action. Costs 1 less command points. It makes no sense either for this scenario, but your wall could be a nice card for this turn. Okay, that's it. So now we are starting into the support phase. In the support phase I can activate support units like my 75 infantry gun. It has a support mark here, and I can use, of course, activate it to use my indirect fire capability, but I can also use it in the action phase to fire directly, not indirect. So these are direct values, and if I want to fire indirect, I can make 5 to 11 hexes with this attack dice. Okay, but I have to think and see what I can do. The Soviet side has no support unit at this time, so I can think even the Soviet has the INI, they have no support unit, the German can decide to use his support unit or not. And in this case I do not have any target, so I will pass, and the support phase is over now. Coming to the first action phase. The Soviets has the INI, so they will start with the first action, and they have to activate a unit. So I think the best thing is to move forward 1 T60. I will swap 1 activation point, command point, to the right side, so I see it was activated, and I can start with my first action. I will use this tank. I have 3 movement points on the scout. So it's a mechanized, it's a tracked tank, and I have 3 movement points, and I will go. Whoa! It's an anti-tank gun, but okay. So he will perform a move and fire action, try to hit this anti-tank. So I will take a move and fire marker. Move and fire means I can use half of the movement points rounded up, so it makes 2 movement points I have now to move, and then I can perform a ranged fire action. So I can move here, and I can move here. So I can 1 point, then I can change direction for free for 1 hex point. So 1, 2, okay, and the German does not want to interrupt because it wasn't activated, so the German can decide to interrupt this movement here and fire first, but the German don't want to show his position. Okay, so this tank wants to shoot on this 37. The thing is, I as a player know there is a 37, this T60 does not know it, so it has to perform a spotting roll. So we can take the player's aid, and we have here a field spotting roll. So we have an attack at the tank, and the tank will fire to a target in an arc of fire. Arc of fire of a tank is always the 2 hex lines in front. So that's the reason why we have the green rectangle here. So the tank wants to fire arc fire, right? Okay, this is direction, and he needs a 4+ to spot it because it's in a field of terrain bonus. So the puck, the German puck, is in a heavy forest, which is here. This is the high terrain bonus. So I have to gain to roll a 4+ on a d6 that they can see this unit. So first I have to perform a spotting roll. Okay, in this case, spotting roll is less than 4+. Yes. So this unit has not seen the anti-tanker, but of course it can fire blind into the forest. And to simulate this, the defender gets later on in a defense roll, because the attacker has spotting roll failed, it gets, with a move and fire maneuver, gets a red die for defense plus. So I will show it to you. So the tank can fire, of course, but blind. And I have now to decide which kind of dice I want to roll. I have to roll, and I count the distance. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have a 4 distance to the target. Target type is an artillery vehicle, soft target. So I count 4 hexes. So I have from 0 distance, which is close combat, to 5 in that range band I am in. So I have a yellow, a green, and a green die for this attack. So I prepare my attack die, and then I have to take into account special abilities. So this is a low silhouette tank, and it is a rapid fire ability. I go to the backside of the card. So low silhouette is important if an enemy will try to spot me. Okay, so it's regardless now. And rapid fire is important because I can re-roll my attack once with a second result counting. So it's a rapid firing gun, and I have a chance to make a second attack roll. That's it for the attacker. I have my attack dice, and now I will check what does the gun in the forest gains for defense. So every unit has shield symbols. Shield is always defense symbol, and this one gains from any direction 1 yellow for defense. So, and I seen I forgot something. This is also a low silhouette unit. So but it's regardless because we rolled a 2+, 2. If he had rolled a 4+, so he has not seen it, the unit, because it's a low silhouette, you can reduce it by 1. Okay, but it's regardless now. Make it right happily. Yes, I have 1 yellow for defense, and now I have to take a look to the terrain chart. So I'm in a heavy forest here, positioned. So a heavy forest, and I have to take a look to the terrain bonus, which is an artillery, and I go down, and I have 2 yellow and 1 green for defense. So I have to check the line of sight. Line of sight is clear, so I have no modification for line of sight. And then the spotting roll had failed, so I have to take to the a few to the ranged fire modification. The attacker is move and firing, and the spotting is failed, so the defender shield symbol gets a red additional. So now I selected all the dice I need for this attack, and the T60 starting firing on this unit T6. It is in the forest. Okay. Oh, this one is regardless. So now I have this roll, and I can decide, of course, because of the rapid fire, to re-roll. But I have here a critical hit, which is a very good symbol. You can trigger special effects, and you can only get rid of a critical as a defender if you roll as the same symbol. Okay, so I decide to let them. And now the defender tries to defend his hits, and it looks quite good, but okay, it's heavy forest, it's a good terrain for defend. So now we can compare the dice, attacking dice and the defending dice. And the same symbols, eliminating the same symbols and the higher symbols. So the highest is a crit, which is a 6 on a d6. And a damage point is the round one here. And we have suppression. Okay, so this one eliminates, of course, this die. And now we have left 2 damage points, which are eliminated by this one. Then we have suppression eliminated, or other, we can say a higher symbol like a damage point is eliminating 2. So nothing happens to the unit and the tank has movement fire is finished. So now the German player can decide what to do. So he can of course make a pause and wait what is the attacker doing, and I guess it's a better decision to make a pause and trying to react in a right spot. Okay, so German player is pausing. The Soviet is proceeding. He will move up the BT-7 tank, activated. BT-7 has 5 tracked movement points, which is a lot, and it has the capability of maneuverable. So it do not cost points changing direction in off-road. Okay. So like the Russians did, I will push forward and I can show you of course what is happening if I make a fast action. Fast action gains 1 point for movement more. I have 6 points. And I can now rush forward. 1, 2, road is rather easy, everything costs 1 point. 3, turning is 3 on a road. 4, 5, 6. Okay. So Germans did not react on this tank. No. No. So they do not react. They wait. What is happening? Okay. So the Germans pass again. So the third tank is moving forward again. A T-60 with mounted anti-tank rifle. It makes a fast action too, bringing up the anti-tank rifle into position. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a very good spot. So the line of sight is blocked by the house. That's right. And so he can dismount later on the anti-tank rifle. So this one is activated. So no. German player will pass, and now the anti-tank rifle will get down from the tank and get marked with fast action because of dismount action. So, okay, German player will pass again. The Soviet will move up his heavy rifles so they can perform a fast action using this house. So house costs 2 points to enter, so they need 3 points. 1, 2, 3. So they make a fast action because they have only 2 movement points. Yes. So German player make again a pass. First rifle unit. Sorry, I want to drive this truck. So truck is driving normal action. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, normal action. So the Germans, I think, makes sense to fire on. Yes, it makes sense to fire on this truck loaded with infantry. Okay, so I think it's better. This gun is firing to the truck loaded the rifles. So I have to activate this gun. So I have to take the range 1, 2, 3. So where's the soft targets? So I have red, yellow and 2 blue attack die. So I have to turn my gun because it's not in the arc of fire, so I have to perform a move and fire action. Turn my gun, move and fire, and that's it for this moment. And then I check the defense die. So target is always a transporting vehicle, so I have a truck, and a truck has in the front section a blue die for defense, and it's unarmored, so I can use my bottom range band of my unit, firing against this unit because it's an unarmored vehicle, so I can use, of course, the better die. If I had shoot fired on a tank unit, I have only a yellow and 2 green, but I'm shooting now with high explosive on the truck unit, so I can use the lower range band with red, yellow, blue, because it's an unarmored target. So I guess it could be bad luck for the Soviets, but I want to show you the mechanics, so it's not a competition now, this game. So I have a blue for defense, and let me see. So again, of course, spotting is not necessary because it's an open road, so they are seen automatically, so I do not perform a spotting role. But again, they are moving, the truck is moving, and the artillery was moving fire, so it's again a green additional for defense. And if you take a look again, they do not get a terrain bonus. It's not a vehicle. The road is clear, so they have only 2 die left. So starting with the attack roll. Okay. So I have a critical hit, damage point, and a suppression. And now I try to defend. Okay, very lucky guy. So the firing goes anywhere, but not on the truck. So this is eliminated, and this damage point eliminates the suppression. So nothing happens to that truck. Bad luck for the German guys behind the gun, but okay, that's a bit of luck. So this was a action from the German side. Now the Soviets will, of course, dismount the rivals' transport because they gain more defense now as being in the truck. Yes, the Germans could get now a problem because the dismounted infantry will clear off the anti-tank if they got not stopped. Okay, Germans make a pass, and of course we have here our Maxim, who wants to go in the forest, get a good firing position. And we have left 1 rifle unit. Oh, and 1 truck, so second truck is moving forward. Hooray! 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So let me see what happens. Make a fast movement. Now it's time for the Germans to try to kill this. So they activate this gun. It can make a fire action without turning because of arc of fire. We have a distance of 2, which gives us the same as before. And the truck has a blue one in front, of course. And now the truck is moving fast. And again a blue one because it's only firing the gun, so I get 2 blue die. So now we solve this situation. We have 3 hits. And, see, okay, so nothing is cancelled. So 3 hits going through the truck. The truck is destroyed because it has only 2 health points. So found again a fault on the unit card. I have to clarify. So this one is destroyed. The thing is, the unit has to bail out. So now we have a situation. The truck is destroyed. The passengers has to disembark, make an emergency disembark. So they have to choose a neighboring hex to go in. And I cannot go further to the enemy. So I have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I can go here. This is unit bail out here and is marked as fast action, and it gets, because of the 1-hit destroyer truck, reduced to half strength. Okay. So that's it for this round. Soviets has still 1 rival unit left, so I guess it makes sense to move forward in a fast action into the house here. And now the attacker has done all his actions. We have left the Germans, which have 1 anti-tank gun and 1 infantry gun left for action. So let me see what I do. This anti-tank gun will fire on BT7. I have 1, 2 hex distance. I now may choose this yellow and 2 green because it's a hard target. Okay, attack die, and the BT7 has gets hit on the front, so it has a yellow and a green one. Yellow and green one, and the tank is tank gun is firing, and the tank is moving fast. It gets a blue additional because of the fast movement. So now we have to roll. Okay, looks not good for the BT7. So 37mm. Yes, so we got 4 hits, which is a direct hit. Tank is destroyed directly by 4 damage points. So the Soviets are not lucky at this moment, but okay, it's a game. BT7 is destroyed, and they losing also a command point, which is destroyed unit. Okay, so now we have got this infantry gun, and let me see if I have a target. This looks quite clear. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 hex. The market is firing. 6 hex distance. And of course, I have a soft target, and I have a red, 2 yellow, green, blue. So attack die, and I guess the infantry has a problem now because they are open on a clear terrain. So they get, of course, the yellow one for defense, and let me see, they get clear. They get a green one for the terrain, and now specialty. So even they move fast, they gain a blue one. But if infantry moves fast, it loses the weakest die for defense. So they gain a blue one. And because infantry is not using, if you are sprinting through the terrain, you are not using terrain for defense. You are not cautious. So it's a sprint. So they are losing the weakest defense die as an effect. The difference to the vehicles. Vehicles gain one, this blue one, and losing nothing because it's hard to hit the moving target. So I will wait for this gun, and I think a 7.5mm does its job. So I have 2 crits. In summary, 6 hits is I get this unit is eliminated. Yes, so can only eliminate 1 hit point. I have 5 left. The half strength unit has 2 points, so it got eliminated. So it looks quite nice for the Germans now, but it's not easy to rush forward like the Soviets. It's a scenario. Okay, that's it for the round, and the first turn is over. So now I can show you, of course, what is performed in the after the action phase. We have the organizational phase. First thing is always to clear up the battlefield, and it's always chronological. You have to remove all white markers. Now that's important. First, remove all white markers. So afterwards, flip all yellow markers. Yes, and as you see an effect here, this unit has in the next round 1 attack die less. Yeah, because of the fast movement. So you can shaken through and they're exhausted because of sprinting around the complete round. Okay, and you see, of course, end of the next round, the white ones get removed. So that's a bit of logic which we built in this marker system. So red markers like an immobile marker, which can have a vehicle, stay of course into the game and that not deleted, or if you dig in a round, as you turn it on the end of the round, they are dug in, gain a defense bonus because of a fox soul or something else, and this stays on the battlefield. Okay, that's the logic behind our marker system. And perhaps our moral system, stun is wrong, we had to change it to suppression, to suppressed, but okay. If a unit got suppressed, so after a round a white marker got removed. After the turn, the unit is not suppressed anymore. But if a unit got again suppressed, it goes in a fallback mode, and you see a yellow marker. Yellow got flipped on the end of the round to suppressed, so they have to make a pause next round because they are still suppressed. So that's a bit explanation about our marker system. So this round is over. I have cleared up the board, and I can swap to the second round. Now starting again with the ini phase. Let's see, now the German has the ini, and both players can choose their cards. So I decided not to use them now because I know the cards of my enemy, and it's more or less flavor and some cool effects. So I will get rid of this in this game. I concentrate on the game mechanics. Yes, but in the phase I can redraw cards, discard cards I do not need, of course, and up to 3 hand cards. Okay. Next is the planning phase, and planning phase is again to think of what kind of units I want to activate. The German side is easy, they have only 4 markers for 4 units. Soviet side must take a look. So I have lost the BT7, which is eliminated, and they have lost a rifle team, which is eliminated. So they have less command points now, and I think I want to move up my T60s. Important. I do not need trucks anymore, so this marker I will use for infantry movement. I will move, of course, all or most of my units now. So let me think. Yes, it's okay. So start with the Germans support phase. So now my 75 infantry gun could make indirect fire, but I do not need it, so I keep it in support phase. You can also change the firing direction of guns for free, so it's not an activation. So I can change it here as I want, or here. So it depends on me. So, but I think it's important to stay like it is. Yeah, probably I will change this one to here. Okay. Yes. That's it. Now action phase. First action, I guess is the best thing. I will fire to this infantry because it makes trouble in the next round. So I will start here to fire on it. So I have again a red, yellow and a blue, and the infantry has a green and a yellow because of terror. So, and I have 3 hits on that unit, and the unit can defend. 2 hits, so eliminates 2 hits. 1 hit stays, so it gains a damage point. Okay, so Soviet player is taking control. Now, first T-60 is firing into the anti-tank. It is seen automatically because it is fired or still firing. So I have 4 distance, so attack die, and of course I have these 4 defense. I have a rapid fire ability, but I let 2 crits are very good result, so I let it like it is. Okay, now what got we here? So we got 2 hits. So I eliminate 2 damage points here. Suppression takes nothing. It's not important now. And left, I have left here 2 crits. Okay. So with the remaining 2 crits, first they got 2 damage for this crit damage. Okay, so they half squad now, half strength now, and these both crits can trigger. I get for each a crit, a green die as a attacker, and defend a blue die. And now we can see if we can trigger a special effect on that unit. Okay, oh, it looks bad for the anti-tank gun. Okay, I get rid of one of these. So I have a double success, a crit and a normal damage. And in this case, the strongest symbol is the crit, where the crit says that the infantry artillery unit immediately performs a fall back. Yes, so that's a pity for them. I have to mark them with fall back, and the problem is they only have 1 movement point. Yeah, so they have no terrain to move in. They cannot move into this house because it's blocked for artillery units. They cannot get into a house, so they must leave their gun and run away. And if they have only 1 point and they have to move through this terrain, which costs more than 1 point, so they have to move out of the game. Yes, they are eliminated because they have no place to move. They cannot move directly to the enemy, so they cannot move here. They cannot move into the house because they have to leave their gun. So this unit is eliminated. Okay, well done, T60. So now Germans are on the move, and I think they made a good job, but now they have lost an important gun. Yes, I will make a pause and see what happens. So the Soviets are moving close here. It's important to get them off the clear, because this unit is moved last turn fast action. The infantry unit cannot perform it twice, so they have to make a normal action now, and next turn they can make again a fast action. That's first difference to a vehicle. Vehicle can always move fast, of course. Okay, Germans will path again. So what else we have here? We have a T60 now. I think I will move this anti-tank gun. Will make a normal action right here. So between the houses, so a hex is defined by the main part of the hex. So in this hex are a house, a wooden building and a brick building, and the house is a blocking hex, so you cannot fire through these houses. So because the character of the hex is defined by the main part, and which is a house, and you can find it on the terrain chart, of course. Houses are blocking the line of sight. Okay, so you cannot fire through them. So I say here is what I want to say. Okay, German pause again. So let me see what I have to do. I can try to move up the heavy rifles. One. I still have to. There's a normal action. And pause again, and then your rifle unit. Here. German pulse again. Then it's the rifle unit. It's here. 1, 2, 3. So again, I have a Maxim machine gun. Maxim machine gun is he. Okay, it tries to fire on the right. It's better on the light forest. Less defense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it is firing. So the Maxim has range band 7 is between 6 and 10, so we have as the highest a red, a green and a blue die. And the defender has, of course, is yellow, as always. We are in a light forest. Light forest gives you 2 green die for defense. 2 dice. And we have to see the line of sight is limited, so reduced. The machine gun has to fire through this light forest, and this modifies, of course, the defense with a green one. Okay, machine gun has 1 hit, and so it's eliminated, nothing happens. Okay, Germans are passing, and the T60 is the last unit performing an action, and of course it can make move and fire. 1, 2, so move and fire. Now I guess it's better to react, so the German tried to react on this move, and they have to make a move and fire to react, but they can fire now before the tank is firing. Okay, so we have a yellow and 2 green to attack, and the T60 has this, and of course it is a move and green die additional for this. Okay, so the gun has 3 normal damage points, and the 60 has, okay, nothing happens, bounced off, so it is fired, and now the tank is able to fire. I have a distance, I have 2 yellow and 2 green, and the defender has a yellow, of course, and light forest, and it gets a move and fire, a green again. Spotting roll is not necessary because it has fired. Oh, I forgot it with SMG, but okay. Well, the tank has a rapid fire ability, but it stays like it is. It's a very nice result. Also, it defended well, so get rid of this end of set. So the unit is halved. Half strength means that this unit, if it attacks and you have a double symbol, only the strongest symbol counts. In this case, if you roll an attack this symbol, you count only the crit. Or you roll this both damage points, you count only the damage point. One damage point. Okay, so that's it for this. So it's our empty command points. This anti-tank gun fires on ZT60. 1, 2, 3 hex. So I have again this, and ZT60 has this front, and I'm firing through this light forest against a second. Bad luck. Nothing happens. Okay, so I have left infantry gun in the north of the map. Cannot fire on this infantry because it's blocking terrain, but it can fire on this T60 and on the side armor. So I will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hex. So I have a red die only. But it's an explosive. It's not an anti-tank gun. And this is defending here. There's 2 green. So let me see. 1 hit. Defended. Nothing bounced off or other stuff. Yes. So that's it for the second turn. So cleanup is again move all white, of course. And flip the yellow ones. So that's it. Next turn. Call it any. So that side has any. Landing phase. So I need to move 1, 2, 3 rifles, heavy rifles, and sim. And you see, of course, the Soviets have enough command points to move all his combat units. In a normal formation, you have 75% command points to move your units. But we have a motorized formation, so you gain more command points because of your trucks. So it is a good organized unit, and it has enough command and leadership personnel to command all the units. And of course, the Germans have 3. Will stay with the 3 units. Yes. So planning phase is over. Support phase, no, I do not want to activate the gun action phase. So it's starting, and best thing we can do is to try to get rid of the anti-tank gun first. I activated T60. I have to make a spotting roll for plus, but I have a low silhouette unit here, and it's -1 is 3 plus. So spotting roll is not successful, but nevertheless it can fire blind into the light forest, and the defense is now red competition. Yeah, it's a good roll. I let it. Do not use rapid fire, and let's see what the Germans have done. So I've defended this. So I've defended suppression. And of course 1 hit stays. Yes, so 1 damage point more and it's eliminated. That's the reason why the next action logic is fire back as long as they can. We have 2 defense down. 2 hits defended, so nothing happens. Bad luck for the Germans. So the first rival unit is entering the forest here with a normal action. Now I think it's time to make a move and fire action with this gun. It's automatically seen because it's in a neighboring hex, and on one hex I have a good option to bring the infantry out of the forest. Move and fire the crew. Oh, not a good range fire. Everything eliminated. Nothing happens to that infantry unit. They have a good order and a good terrain. Next infantry unit is trying to gain the ground with a fast action. 1, 2, 3. Germans are passing. So infantry coming close. 1, 2, 3. The last team or 2, and what am I doing here? So Maxim is firing again onto this anti-tank gun to 367 range. Gives us left a T60 here above from the fast action. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So we have anti-tank rifle. 1, 2, 3. To gain the first target. Germans are defending. He is firing set T60. Again gives us a 2 green and yellow. Okay, we have a crit. So again defended. Yes. So heavy steel tanks in the 62-man, 2-man panzers. Okay, but they have luck. Okay, that's it for this round. Everybody has finished. So you see, I guess, how fast the system is working, even if this scenario is not balanced well, but it's a random drawn for you now today to see some of the game mechanics, so that's okay for me. If I want to balance this, the Germans have of course some infantry units, or at least one stuck or something else, but it's just to show you how this system is working. So let's have Sehen. Planning phase, I let it as it is, and of course Germans too, and so is Sehen. So try to get rid of this anti-tank gun, which is in the light forest. It's not a good spot for anti-tank gun. I known it in the start setup, but I tried it. So they cannot spot them, but they can shoot on it. Let's see what happens. Now I make a reroll, rapid fire. Okay. More. Was it? So all hits eliminated, but the crit is there, so this gun got eliminated. So it's getting horrible for the Germans. So this gun is I think I make a move and fire here, firing on the open ground. It's better. So I have a red and 2 yellow, green and blue as an attack, and the defender is green, and of course for firing out of arc fire. Okay, so I eliminate 2 damage points and 1 suppression, but 1 suppression stays, so the unit is suppressed for this round, so I cannot perform an action. Yes. So the second T60 is activating and moving on to the target area. 1, 2, and so the tank is interrupting, makes a move and fire action. And interrupts, so I have to activate, and I get just die. Green and fire, get a yellow one because it's fat. Now it's normal movement. Oh, let's see. Okay, the T60 got eliminated the damage points, but the grid is left and the suppression is left, so which means first this unit has 1 damage point. And it is suppressed, so it has to stay where it is, and I have a crit, so and a crit can trigger again special effect. Okay, so it's not defended, so the vehicle performs an immediate fallback. Okay, so the vehicle has to perform a fallback, which means it uses a fast movement back towards the own lines. Of course it hits 3 points for the fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it turns. 2, 1. I now cost nothing on road. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so it draws them back. Okay, yes. That was Soviet side. I have left nothing. So this round is over. Oh, I forgot to activate this unit. But okay, I leave it. Yes, turn 5. Germans have the innie. Okay, turn 5. Germans have the innie, which means in the support phase. Nothing to. No, it is like this is stunned, so I will turn this gun over here. Start action phase. I will try to stop this tank, activating this unit. nothing happened. So T60 is firing back. Three eliminated. Oh. So it's always bad to fire first with an anti-tank gun because then you got seen. But I just try it out. Yeah. So it's fired back, so I have my infantry gun left. Trying to eliminate this infantry on the open. Nothing but stunned. So get down here. And of course, anti-tank makes a fast movement, 1, 2, 3. Try to gain this objective on the end of the round. And yes, so I think I can leave this game for now. The Soviets will capture both targets, I guess. So if I have to rework this scenario now and balance it, so I would give the Germans at least 1 tank for defense or 2 or 3 infantry units. But you see, I think how the system is working. It is a very fast, action-packed gameplay. It's rather easy to organize all with the values, with the dice, and you have in, of course, some kind of morale system with a suppression and fallback. You have in all the stuff triggering special effects with a crit on a unit. Yes, so if they can perform a fallback, they can go in suppression. Even you can try to stop a tank and destroying his tracks. Yes, and his engine. So we have a modus when you have, for example, with a German infantry can attack a tank unit and decide going on the tank to destroy it or going on the track to immobilize this tank. So you can decide it, and you have then other role as shooting on it. So we have a few cool mechanics integrated, and so I hope it was interesting for you to see how the system is working and the game flow could be. Be aware this was a randomly designed now for the show today. It's not a big scenario, but okay. For me it was important to show you some more insights of the game mechanics and how it works. Thank you for watching, and yes, have a nice evening. Bye bye.